The universe works for me. The universe works for me. That's a great affirmation. Yes, everything does work for you, but also you have to work with everything else in order for everything to work for you as well. It's called being in harmony. And we have a few. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night wherever you are. Welcome to My Creative Life. I'm Key, and right now I'm going to be delivering to you another universal message. And with any of my universal messages, these are all timeless and will apply to you when they find you. And everything that I speak of is in nothing but the highest vibration and unconditional love and great guidance, okay? Beneficial to all and harm to none. With that being said, let's get started. So, the universe wants you to know what you are leaving in the past, what you are shifting into, what you will be losing, quote unquote, and I will say losing because we never really lose, but we do transform and gain new things. So let's see what the universe wants you to know. I'm going to start off with my KTG Oracle deck. I've been loving starting off with this deck lately. I usually start off with Isis, but we always got to change and grow, you know. So the chasm shrinks as you step across. The chasm shrinks as you step across. A lot of you here will be quantum leaping into the next manifestation. A lot of you will be taking leaps of faith. A lot of you will be doing something new, something different. A lot of you will be closing the gap between you and your desires. You are now in the state of being that has received what you would like. So now you're living in the end and you're seeing that everything is happening a lot quicker than normal. You are seeing a lot of synchronicities. You're seeing a lot of miracles here. You are being guided to stick to the facts, okay? Stick to what you know. Believe in your knowledge set and understand your own intimate language with the universe, okay? That's going to be very important for you to get to what it is that you would like to receive. We have clouds pass, but the mountain remains. So staying true to who you are is very important, all right? So in the past, you might have made shifts in your personality and your character to match certain outcomes, to match certain opportunities that weren't really meant for you, but you just really felt like you needed to shift them, whether these were relationships, whether this was something that was just out of the ordinary for you. You had done that in the past, and now it's time to let go of that pattern and realize that, yeah, times may change, but you always have to stay true to who you are. You always have to stay true to your facts. You always have to stay true to the relationship that you have with the universe, as your purpose has its own blueprint. Your purpose has its own blueprint, and you have to follow your blueprint, okay? So the universe has tested you in the past quite a bit, and right now I have the setting sun. The setting sun sings the song of unmaking. So you are shifting perspectives. You're shifting perspectives. The universe has tested you in the past so that it may open up your eyes to the endless possibilities that you have, that you can actually achieve without changing who you are, okay? So there's a lot of love and admiration. I want to say people will adore you for being who you are rather than who you thought you should be, okay? This is important as your inner narrative always determines what you will receive in life. If your inner narrative is always shifting, then you would expect to see all of your manifestations taking a bit longer to come forth. You will see that your life kind of shifts a lot when you shift your inner narrative. So it's important to have a code, a DNA, a blueprint that you stick to so that you can move forward. In the past, the fact that you didn't actually have a plan, you didn't have a direction, and so your life was pulled in many different directions. It felt like you would go with the flow to the point where you didn't even know where to go anymore. You're undoing that pattern and you're closing the gap of achievement, okay? Let's see what else the universe wants you to know. There is a lot of cards flying right now. We are the high flying circus with these cards at this very moment, okay? What is it that the universe wants to know? What affirmations, confirmations? I think we're done with this deck here. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the Isis Oracle deck here. So the first thing I'm getting, the next step or the next few days, you will be restructuring and reorganizing your life. You will have a lot more results to work with. So you may be receiving medical records. You may be receiving results from tests. You're going to be receiving some form of feedback that will allow you to move forward with a certain project or with a certain routine or regimen, whether it's for your health. You'll receive some information that will help you to shape your life and change your life and work with yourself and against yourself. I'm seeing that a lot of people have gotten some clarity from misinformation that they had for certain topics. This is not only affecting one area of your life. Like, I can't say that this is just career-wise or this is love life. This is a sense or a state of being that had a lot of confusion attached to it, where you were actually being jaded and people were leaving out details as to what your situation was. So you were looking to this outside person to give you valid information, to give you were looking for a certain result, and the result was wrong, the feedback was wrong, and they were withholding information from you. Like, I'm getting the sense that you might have been doing better at something than they actually allowed you to know. This might be your health. You might have had better health than what these people were saying, or these doctors, whoever it may have been. They might have been telling you that your health was terrible or your health was depleting and you were actually healthy. You might have had somebody who was not giving you credit for your work where you deserved credit. There is something that was being hidden from you. Why is it that this was being hidden from you? What was the motive, and what is it that you're leaving behind? So, Mother of Life, nourishment of the golden grain mother. So for some of you, this can be an actual symbol that this might have been your mother giving you false information. I'm sorry if that is you. It's not fun to have a family member who's giving you false information. This person, I'm getting the sense that for some of you, this person wasn't misleading you on purpose. It might have been due to their own ignorance, and it wasn't on purpose. For some of you, you have, I would say you wouldn't have a good relationship with your mother, and your mother tells you things to make you distracted, upset, because they get it through a lot of it. So some of you have been misguided by a motherly figure or someone you might have looked up to or trusted or was supposed to trust. So I see that this relationship is going to be left in the past. Also, this is coming up right now. Some of you might have exes, whether it's a baby's mother or whether it's divorce, or there is a mother figure in your life. It could be a friend that is a mother. This person has actually been sending you toxic energy and you're leaving that in the past. And this might have been a relationship that was very difficult. And it really feels like it might have been difficult because you kind of pitied this person. So you kept in contact and you kept connection with this person. Yeah, so you kept connection with them out of just, you were sympathizing with them, but they weren't sympathizing with you at all. The universe wants you to know that that was a test to tell you, like, you know, negativity, resistance, and opposition can come in any form of any person. You have to really use your discernment, and you have to put yourself first when it comes to your relationships and actually caring for yourself. And this is something that you're very familiar with. You actually attract a lot of motherly figures or guided figures who are actually trying to jade you, or they're trying to detract from you. You're done with that. You're finally figuring it out. Goddess of 10,000 names, Isis, endless emanations of the priestess. So this person, it feels like they had secret names for you. They had secret codes for you. They probably call you out of your name, and they give you different labels to talk about you without saying your name, because they have knowledge that when you speak something into existence, it affects someone. It's almost like they know that when you say someone's name, it's like when when you're mentioning someone and they show up, they don't like to mention your name because they're afraid that you're going to figure it out or you're going to feel it. They're kind of aware that you are aware of their negativity, and so they try to bypass the energetic implications that comes with gossiping by giving you other nicknames or just not mentioning you by name. But what's done in spirit will always be, it's always going to pass in material life. So what's done in the dark always comes to light. This person is calling you out of your name, or they're just holding conversations about you. It's almost like it's just a topic of discussion here. You're leaving that in the past, and it's possible that you might have indulged in a bit of gossip too with this person or about this person. So I see that you're leaving toxic relationships, and you're taking a leap of faith, and you're saying, okay, well, I'm used to being there for this person. I'm used to being available for this person. If they needed something, I'm always there to help them, no matter how bad they are to me. You're taking a leap of faith, because this is very different from the person you used to be. You're saying, I'm setting a boundary. I'm no longer allowing this person to detract from me just because I pity them. That's not the way to have a healthy relationship. No one wants a pitiful relationship. It's not healthy to pity someone and to do things out of the fact that you feel bad for them. That's something that you're leaving in the past. You're going to learn not to do things just because you feel bad for a person. That's not a good intention. It's not a true or pure intention for you to help someone because you feel bad for them. Sympathizing and empathizing are two different things. Also, pitying is a totally different thing than sympathizing and empathizing. Sympathizing is being there, understanding, and knowing because you've been through it. Empathizing is understanding what the emotional feeling of what that person is going through. Like, you understand what the emotions are of that, and you empathize with them. But pitying is like, oh, you have it so bad. I feel so bad for you. So you'll figure out the difference for yourself, and the definitions can kind of cross over, but you're learning not to do things because you feel bad, because it makes you feel bad to do things that you do not really want to do. So we're also leaving the habit. We're leaving the habit of doing things just so that you can say that you did them, okay? It feels that a lot of us have looked to activities like charity work. A lot of us here in the collective have looked to activities of charity work to kind of give yourself a boost, to feel like, oh, well, look, these people are so bad, or they're doing so bad, I'm doing so much better. Like, this is why I feel so bad for them, because I'm so lucky. That's kind of double-edged sworded type of positive mindset. It's like you're kind of downplaying other people to boost your own ego, your own self-esteem, and say, well, it could have been worse. We're no longer doing that anymore, because it could have been worse is not an excuse or not a way for you to make yourself happier or appear to be happy, okay? So a lot of people here are letting go of relationships that bonded them to, oh, my friend's doing this bad, so I feel better about my situation because I could be like her, I'm helping her out, and she's over there feeling, oh my God, I feel so bad for her, so I gotta go and help her out, and I'm such a good person because I'm helping her. This is a two-way street here. So I'm going to be real with you. I'm not going to, be one-sided. This is a two-way street. This was a relationship that you both were doing this, and you kind of were doing the misery loves company thing and looking at the misery of each other to make yourselves feel better. This relationship is ending. You realize that it's toxic. It will no longer go on. There's a lot of emotional maturity coming, and with that emotional maturity, you will also gain emotional intelligence. You're going to learn more about your intentions and how it is important to be in a certain state of being, and a mental state of being that will attract your desires. You have to be the person that has your desires. And you are finding that you are not the person that you used to be. You are not the person that wants these toxic relationships. I have Temple of Lapis Lazuli, goddess of the ancient skies. Lapis Lazuli is a stone that's all about communication. So you are figuring out how powerful your communication actually is. You are figuring out who to talk to, what to talk to people about, what you can share with people, what you shouldn't share with people. You're learning how to be true to what you want to communicate to the world. And that is on every level. It's not even just like what you want to say to the world. It's how you present yourself, what your energy is doing. And when I say what your energy is doing, what is the energy that you're sending out? What is the energy that you are attracting? You are taking a step back to, and I want to say it's taking a step back, but you're taking a look within to figure out what it is that you should be communicating and what it is you shouldn't be communicating. You are recognizing the real life effects of what you say and what you think and the kind of communication that you host in your life. So a lot of you will be doing a lot of throat chakra healing here. You will be figuring out that you have a story to tell that is greater than the gossip that you have been indulging in and the gossip that people have been indulging in about you as well. I'm going to pull one more card from the Isis Oracle deck, and this is the Lady of the Stars, Priestess of Sirius. So in order to step into this higher self, this higher version of you, you had to leave the false information in the past. You had to leave the bad communication in the past. You had to stop gossiping. You had to recognize the power of your words in order for you to fully embrace your highest self right here, right now, okay? So we're leaving the nonchalant negativity away where you just say stuff because you just feel like saying it and it's negative and you know that it's going to manifest in your life. It's like you have to either fully believe that your words manifest or don't believe it at all. You have to commit to communicating what you actually desire in your world, okay? And that will give you a boost of energy. It will give you more manifestative power. You will realize that when you are aligned, magic happens. When you are aligned, all good things can happen, okay? Some people choose to go the other route. Whatever. But whenever you realize that you have the power to communicate things into your existence, you will realize all the mistakes that you've made in the past. You're going to forgive yourself because that's what we do here. We're going to forgive ourselves. We're going to move forward and we're going to realize that we can always shift our realities and we can always jump or leap into a better version of ourselves. So it's time for you to recognize that the old things are the old things, the new things are the new things. We have a lot more to look forward to, and we can't change the past, but we can always use what we've done in the past, what we've said in the past, as a indicator of what we should do in the future, what we should say in the future, okay? So a lot of you have been very, I want to say loose-lipped, okay? You've been very loose-lipped. You just say whatever you want to say. You've probably been really rough with people. People have been rough with you. It's almost like you have a playful way of being negative so that it doesn't seem like it is that negative. It's kind of like, I used to say this in like high school, where something is like so funny and I'm like, I'm dead. And I'm like, okay, now that I think about it, why do I want to keep saying I'm dead? Like, I don't want to keep saying I'm dead. Like, even though it has a different intention, it has a different tone. If I'm saying I'm dead, like, I'm just manifesting that I'm dead, and I don't want to manifest that I'm dead because then I will feel dead. I will feel dead inside. And it kind of did manifest in my life in a way. I mean, I might be reaching to connect this, but one time I decided to do a certain birth control. It was the birth control shot, and it literally made me feel like a zombie. I don't know if those two are correlated, but I will say when you do speak things into existence, you might experience something that is equivalent to what you are saying, what you're manifesting. Because I literally, that time where I was on that birth control, it just made me feel like I was a complete zombie. Like, I didn't feel like I had any emotions. I was like, what is this? I do not like this. I'm not. And I could not anymore. But all those times of me thinking like, haha, I'm dead. Haha, I'm dead. Because something was so funny, you know. I'm just saying, I don't say that anymore, and I don't feel dead on the inside either. So just be careful with what you say. And if you really do believe that words manifest, you have to take responsibility of that. Otherwise, there's no point in believing and manifesting with your words or using your throat chakra to connect. And as I've said, you have some healing coming through. I'm using my activations oracle card. So these are all little activated diagrams here. So I have healing here. The frequency of healing supports our intrinsic ability to restore our health and wholeness by consciously using the information that comes to us through our senses and harmonizing everything accordingly. I'm going to read this again. The frequency of healing supports our intrinsic ability to restore our health and wholeness by consciously using the information that comes to us through our senses and harmonizing everything accordingly. So we have an ability to heal. We have an ability to cause disease within ourselves. When they say the power of the tongue is life or death, I mean, you speak it, it happens. It is what it is. You have to realize that you have the power to speak healing over yourself. Your words hold a vibratory frequency that affects your body subconsciously. When you have images that are associated with words and you say those words, you are subconsciously entering that into your mind. You are subconsciously entering that into the superconscious, and you are entering that into your experience. So you have the ability to heal, which means you can heal your throat chakra, which means you can forgive the things that you said out of ignorance, and you can move forward. So a lot of you will be doing some deep healing inner work where you have to face your demons. You have to face them. Should I say demons or should I just not? But you have to face those parts of you that made mistakes, and you have to say, I know that you are better than this. I forgive you. You are healed. Heal those parts within, and you're going to see new relationships that actually reflect the mental state of being that you truly, truly desire to manifest with, okay? And it's not as difficult as it may seem. If you just pull out a journal and list the things that you've done in the past, list the things that you regret doing, and you forgive yourself for those things, then you'll start to see a better version of yourself emerge. It's a very important emotional journey to have, okay? It's very important to take inventory of what you've done, what you've said, what has happened to you to cause you to be this way. The people in this collective, you have deep empathy, you have deep sympathy. You must have felt like you had to shut it off because of the way you were brought up. This is more of a nature versus nurture type of thing here. So you might have had a sweet, soft nature, but you might have been around a environment that caused you to be rough, be tough, use your words to hurt, use your words to defend yourself. And this has actually been detrimental to your spiritual health, your emotional health, and also your mental health, which is also affecting your physical health. So it's now time to take a spiritual look at this and say, I have to own my energy. I have to own that I've said these things. I have to find a way to love myself and be proud of myself, even though I've done things that I really am not proud of, okay? So a lot of people are healing. You're healing integration. You're healing, and once you have that healed energy, you're going to integrate it into your being. The frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. Thank you, universe. Thank you, higher guides, for this. They are just on point all the time. The cards are just confirmation. Okay, the cards are just confirmation. This is all here, all right now. You are currently stepping into a more integrated version of yourself where you look at the dark side and the light side of your being, and you say both of them are equally as important, and I need both of them, and I love both sides. I love this dual nature. Although we do have multiple levels, I feel that this group that I'm talking to is more on the dualistic path where you see things kind of black and white, good or bad. You see it as like heaven and hell, life's great, and then it's not. You have had this dualistic viewpoint for a while because you have not integrated both sides as being equally as important. You have not just allowed them to fully merge. You have not digested why things are the way they are, and you kind of blocked yourself off from that process. You may be feeling this process towards the upper part of your abdomen where it just feels like there's this, I don't want to say a blockage, but it just feels like you have a disconnect from your not your third chakra, but your lower chakras and your upper chakras. You just have a disconnect where it's like, I just say things that I know that I should say rather than I say things that I feel that I should say. So vulnerability is important for you. Being vulnerable, sharing your experience, opening up about the things that have happened to you, because this group has had a lot of traumatic experiences that you felt like you just had to bury them because they're embarrassing. You're going to be finding people that allow you to open up and be vulnerable about those things so that you can actually communicate who you really are rather than this shell, this thicker outer shell that you've built. No more of this, I have to have thick skin because if I don't, everyone will perceive me as being weak. You're shedding that part of you and you're growing into the person that is open, vulnerable, and you're going to find a new strength in being vulnerable. You're going to see that it's actually tougher for you to say, yeah, I'm hurt. And instead of you saying, I'm hurt, and having people around you being like, oh, well, be hurt then. Oh, well, put on a cape and you'll be super hurt. Like, you'll be around people who will say, well, you know what? I've been there too. You might find that you will respect these people rather than pity these people. In the past, you pity people who had the same problems, or you pity people who had worse, but now you're going to learn how to respect them. Okay? A lot of emotional maturity going on here. And in order for us to be spiritually aware, we have to take accountability. In order for you to manifest and connect on a greater scale, to have things, and not even only just have things, in order to create and co-create in this world, you have to respect the beings. You have to respect the beings of others, even if you don't agree. You do not look down on another person because they don't have the same things or they had it worse. Don't look down on them. You look at the lesson in their life and how it connects you to them. Okay? That's a bigger step that you have not yet taken in your life, and that's the step that you will be required to do. So you should be expecting a few tests where you would want to make fun of a situation, right? There's some things that you might have made fun of in the past that you will not be looking at in the same way, in the same light. You're going to say, well, I can't make fun of this, because it just loses its luster for you to make fun of things that just seem pitiful to you. Synergy. The frequency of synergy supports our allowance and acceptance of not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that new yet exciting co-creations can give birth to a new reality. Okay, so yes, you are coming into a sense of synergy. You're going to learn that the world works with you. You work with the world. Everything is working with you. Okay, it's not to just put yourself at the place of receiving while you take advantage of others, because the universe works for me. The universe works for me. That's a great affirmation. Yes, everything does work for you, but also you have to work with everything else in order for everything to work for you as well. It's called being in harmony. And we have a few cards here that are talking about harmonizing. We have two cards here talking about healing and integration and harmonizing. In order to have harmony, you must surrender. You must not attack. You must be at peace. This will be a challenge for this collective. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. I don't only want to tell you the good stuff just because it sounds good. I want to tell you the useful and purposeful things. You have to have peace in order to be happy. The reason why you need a set point of peace and you have to respect and harmonize with peace and harmonize with others is because when we manifest, we get a boost of endorphins, we get a boost of dopamine, we get this high on life, right? We get excited that things are happening. But what happens is if you get too excited and you get there and you're just like, oh, now I'm just better than everybody else because everyone else is beneath me. I'm so high vibe. I know what I'm doing. I get everything that I want. You dislocate yourself from our energetic nature as human beings, as conscious beings. And what happens is you're then knocked back down to a baseline level that may be a level of depression or just lower than the vibration that you're just on. So it's important for you to be at peace so that when you manifest things, you're not just on this high on life. You're actually peaceful and you don't fall down from that high vibe. You actually can just keep creating and find a happy balance, okay? Because life does have ebbs, it does have flows, it has moments that are slower than others or faster than others. But if you do not have peace and you keep kind of putting other people beneath you, manipulating, emotionally targeting people, then you will never find that peace. Just saying. You have to have peace, and peace requires harmony. Okay? You can suppress, and I'm not saying that it's not possible for people to suppress. You can suppress, but everyone knows that when you're suppressing, it's negative for your health. It's negative for your mental health as well. So if you've been around people and you know they're narcissists and they just pretend like everything's perfect for them, everyone's beneath them, you know it's a lie. You know they have something going on within them, because there's no way you can, if they're like narcissists and they're abusing people and manipulating people, they do not feel good on the inside. There's no way that you can hold a vibration that's abusive and feel good about yourself. And they don't know how to regulate that, and they don't know how to face themselves as not being perfect and in the right, and that's why they keep doing it. They're searching for this emotional high, and their emotional high comes from pitying others. And when you pity others, and you'll receive that reflection within yourself as well. So everything's a mirror. If I'm holding someone at a lower level and saying they're not like me or I'm better than them, then I always feel like there is someone that is better than me too. It's a superiority, inferiority complex that just won't work. This group, you almost ran the risk of falling into this deception because of your environment, but you are taking a leap into a healthier way of being, a healthier mirror, and that's why you're watching this video right now. Okay, so let me go ahead and get some more cards out. Let's see what else the universe wants to reveal to you. 10 of Wands. So we are moving forward, we're making things happen. So you might be moving, you might be shifting friend groups, you might be finding forums, you might be doing a lot of new things that have you moving forward and taking action to work on yourself. And that is a very big step. It is okay to have these quote unquote negative tendencies, negative personality traits, It is okay to have them as long as you are aware of them and you can work on them. That's all that matters. You're working on them, and that is enough. You are worthy of having a peace that is real, that is deep, that is fulfilling, okay? You're not broken, you're not messed up just because of what you've done in the past. You're allowed to heal, and you are allowed to integrate into this higher self no matter what you've done. As long as you recognize that within yourself, that's really just enough, okay? Everything's, I feel like like this group might feel that you're worried that it might come off as inauthentic or it's fake. That's not even a worry. When you work on yourself and you really do go through the help that you need, it's gonna pay off. You won't even think about it, and people won't even think about it like that. A lot of healing from judgment here. A lot of people were held to certain standards that they didn't really want to be held to. Like and some of you were victims. Some of you were victims of abusive relationships. Some of you didn't notice that you were doing these abusive activities because you were so used to the abuse or the negative input from others. And so yes, you do have a tough journey ahead of you, but it is a worthy journey, and it's not going to be like this yearly thing, like it's going to take years for you to grow. I see fast growth coming in. We have 6 of Swords in reverse. We have 10 of Swords, and we have High Priestess. So you have to sit still. You can't run away from your problems. You have to sit still. You can't run away from your problems. And when you sit still and you allow yourself to be, you will see the divine guidance. You will receive the divine guidance. You will hear the divine guidance. You will feel the divine guidance. And you will recognize what being spiritually aware actually is. It is becoming aware that your actions do affect others and that you can be taking better actions. Okay, so a lot of growth is happening for this group. And you're getting the right information now. You can trust your guides. A lot of you will be seeing therapists. A lot of you will be seeing different advocates. You will be in programs that will help you to maneuver this new version of yourself. It's going to be work, but it will be worth it. You're going to have a new level of discipline that you've never experienced before. Okay, and with that level of discipline also comes a new sense of self-respect. Excuse me. Don't miss out. Take action. So we were talking about action with the 10 of Wands. You're going to be taking action. You're going to be cutting off certain relationships that you might have been harmed in, or you might have been harmful, and you're going to understand how urgent your situation is, okay? Don't miss out. You will see the opportunity, and I see that you will actually take these opportunities to heal yourself and to heal your past so that you can move forward, okay? If you have any doubts about it, I do see that you will pull through and you will recognize what's best for you. I am leaving a good review, so I'm hearing that there's really just trustworthy people, trustworthy guidances coming towards you. People who are familiar with your situations, people who can relate to you. They will be in your world, there and available to you so that you can pull forth and continue on with crossing over to the other side. Completing that leap of faith, okay? Let's see what else we have here. What else is it that the universe wants you to know? I feel like these are one of those reads that I'm like, oh, I didn't expect it to get this deep, but it's always better that it does get deep so that we can kind of, move forward and do some real work here. Great service. So yes, you're going to be happy with the people that you're around, that you're working with, and that are working with you. Great service. This is very, very good news. You're moving into a better space. You will have an amazing environment, an amazing support system for you wherever you may be heading towards, whether it's emotional therapy, whether it is physical therapy, whether it is, whatever program this may be. It's a very good program for you. You're going to be happy with the choices that you've made, okay? So let me go ahead and pull a mudra card and see what element is most... Oh, I have universal light. Universal light. This is the Sahasrara mudra. And it's all about assisting meditation, concentration, and wisdom. Okay? So the focus here is, I awaken to the divine union of all in the universe. Being pulled back to the High Priestess card. I awaken to the divine union of all in the universe. Okay, so recognizing that you are connected, everything has a cause and effect, and you must be aware of your cause. You must be aware of the effect. You have to deal with the causes and the effects that you've done in the past in order to skyrocket into the next version of you, okay? This next version of you will be very spiritually aware, will be very spiritually advanced, will be cautious. This version of you will care for people on a deeper level rather than just saying, oh, I feel so bad for them. Yeah, because they're so effed up. Their life's effed up. I could have been like that, but I'm not, so I'm happy. You're not going to be doing that anymore. You're going to be like, wow, you know what? Even, I feel completely compassionate towards this person. I want to send them healing. I want to witness them as the person that has the solution to their problems. I want to pray for them. I want to pray for them, and I want to pray scientifically for them. I want to see them being healed. I want to see them being happy. I envision them, and I feel for them, and I feel the healing for them. That is what you're stepping into. Very powerful shift. Very new. Okay? And I said shift, not the other word. Very powerful shift coming along. A lot of you will become very strong healers, and the pain that you are familiar with, you will be able to heal. Okay? So, with that being said, I want to say to you, I'm so happy that you are viewing my messages, and I'm happy that you are finding this whenever it finds you, okay? And if you are interested in any more of my content, I always have new videos somewhere, some old videos posted. You can like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on those post notifications so that you can keep updated with any more content that I put out. And you can also follow my social medias, as I post on my social medias from time to time as well. With that being said, you know what I want you to do. Stay happy, stay healthy. Peace out.